Hey, what's up? CSGO agenda here, and make a little video here for my in-game leaders. Um, First thing I want to talk about is a couple settings in the game and binds, and so basically just the information that I would want you to have if you were going to play with me on my team. Um, who am I? I haven't really gone into that too much because I want to focus more on the content, but I started in-game leading back in 1.5. I played competitively in Cal. I played 1.6. I played the entirety of Source, over 5,000 hours in Source. Um, I played CSGO and basically played the game competitively for more than 15 years, so too long. Um, when you add up all the hours, it's a lot. And a lot of teams, like, people hop from team to team, and that wasn't the case for me because I was an in-game leader and a team leader. So I built my own team in Cal. I built my own team to play ESEA, CEVO. Not to say I never played with any other teams, but pretty much, I maintained a real consistent schedule. I played probably 40 plus hours a week, so scrimming about 6 hours a day, and working really hard to make sure that I always had five. So whether that meant constantly recruiting on the team, which was the case in intermediate. My team was broken for quite a long time. And so if you ever hear me talk about, bonding, chemistry, and momentum and the importance of that, well, for me, in my case, I focused more on dedication and consistency, and hoping that that later part of chemistry and kind of gelling together would happen, after we started, winning, or we had people more active. And the level of commitment at the time for me, you just had people who were getting tired of the game, and Source, like, died pretty much. It was, I mean, the game really came very close to coming to a complete end. And so for all of the shenanigans that CSGO has to offer, players like me who really love Counter-Strike, definitely are just grateful that the game is still around, and to be like a household name. I mean, we're major. So in that, I'm seeing there's a skill gap. There's always been a skill gap. Being a female competitive player, of course, I've been a part of people trying to help me, whether that's getting information, because I'm just a really communicative player. Like, I was always willing to, like, step up and, like, go talk to Bill Knows, or, like, invite leaders. Just, I didn't care who they were, how popular they were. I just, like, if I could get their attention, if I could talk to them for a second, I would start asking them questions about, like, well, when you're in this scenario on DE train, and you've got the bomb over here, and there's this smoke here, and what do you do? Because often, time and time again, you end up in these same kind of scenarios, where when you're still at, like, kind of open intermediate level as a team, you're kind of confused as to, like, well, damn, it's like there's like a trick to it. It's like there's and anyway, not to get too much into strategy and stuff, but the point is that I was very fortunate to get a lot of help from some amazing players. Pretty much, I'm not gonna just sit and name drop a bunch of names, but pretty much any of the invite players in Source, and a lot of 1.6 players as well. So got some of those OG tricks, I guess you could say. Every player is a different player, so some people have a predisposition for strategy and that part of the game. Some people are just natural fraggers. They maybe it's their settings. Like I don't really, definitely I think like for me, being someone that played the game for so long, it took me so long to learn like certain things, and then I see people come in the game 2 months, 2 years, and just be masters at certain aspects of the game that took me a really long time. So it just depends on who you are. Me, I also had a lot of other things going on at the time when I was playing Counter Strike. I definitely made my team and managing my team the most important thing. But for example, I was working like 3 jobs and fragging like as much as like 10 hours a day. So for me, learning the what you call in-game awareness was probably the hardest part, and really be because I get so like zeroed in on these certain areas of the gameplay, trying to get entries, trying to retake sites, just the whole logistical part of the game, I guess, and because I consider myself a student of the game, so I paid attention to a lot of those things. I was sort of like studying it, and if you want to, if you want to move forward, that may not be the best thing for you. Anyway, like I said, everybody's different players. For me, also being an in-game leader, is just sort of like tons of notes. I like sticky notes all over my desk and strat books, literally like stacks of paper. um, so anyway, we're looking at my game settings here. Sorry, just sitting here going off without really showing you anything, but I just wanted to, point out, there's a few things that I was thinking of, again, that if I'd want you to know if you're playing with me. So this wouldn't be something that you have to do. Like, again, everybody's a different player. So if you're confident, if you're like, a mid-level player and you're confident with how you're playing, then maybe you don't need to look at any of your settings or anything like that. But I just thought that I'd point out kind of how I play a little bit, and some of these things maybe are not necessary in the game anymore. Maybe some of them will help you. So just like duck mode, walk mode, you're gonna have these on hold. Obviously, your mouse acceleration off. A lot of the other stuff is, just preference. But so let's look at this real quick though. Walk mode, duck mode. Doing certain things in the game, you're gonna need to be able to walk a lot. And so I recommend keying that to a key that you can hold and hold W, obviously, but easily. And then so you can also switch to jumping and just moving different things around. So I have a bind for my mouse that I think is pretty essential, and so there's just a couple different things here. Let me get this out. So you could see actually, if you're looking here, that my keyboard settings are really whack. Definitely custom settings, like E is my walk button, T is my use button. Anyway, so most important when you go to, I guess it's just the regular game settings, you're gonna have it set so that it does not pick up the more powerful weapon, or it doesn't automatically switch to the more powerful weapon. Obviously you can pick it up, but don't automatically switch it. You want to have it, here we go, switch weapon on pickup. No, this is very important. Okay, you can't play competitively. What happens here is you think if it automatically switches to the more powerful weapon and you pick it up, it could have no ammo or like 3 bullets, and then like if you're having contact at that time, you're dead. So you always want to have it so that it does not switch to the more automatic weapon. And then you always need to have a quick switch enabled. So I guess if we go back to the keyboard settings, somewhere here, I have my quick switch as Q. So here we go, last weapon used. So when you hear me say quick switch, that's your last weapon used. So I'll put a bind in the comments here for my pretty much the only essential bind that you need, in my opinion, as a competitive player, and that is forward mouse wheel flash to pull out a flash, and then I have my down wheel to jump, because you know, with all of this fancy keyboarding, you don't want to have to use your keyboard to jump. So you need your quick switch enabled so that you can push a sight. When you're pushing a sight, if you hear like someone there or someone's about to push you, you will need to very quickly pull out a flash, and I can show you how that works. But every time I join this server, other people join. That's okay. I don't have admin on this server, so I cannot change the round time or anything like that. But it's a fairly quiet server, so. Oh shit, I thought it was empty. Look, all these people joined after I joined, and then I left. I started the party.
My guns are missing.
Yeah, you have to hide from the roof here.
So, let's use these guys.
Cat. Planting.
It sucks because like.
Alright. Spec. Smurfing. Lady Toot. Shout out to Lady Toot on competitive Dust 2 server X-Laws #1 5v5 competitive. Oh look, my gloves. I mean, they're not mine, they're like the server gloves, but anyway, so, here we go. I'm gonna just go into the tunnel here, and, so, yeah, you're gonna always usually run with your pistol or your knife out. You know, back in the day, you actually ran a little faster with your knife than your pistol, but I'm not sure if that's the case anymore. Okay, so, like, I'm lurking around in the tunnel here. I hear a guy there. There's one close door. Let's just say the bomb's planted B, and I need to retake this. I'm just gonna pull out a flash in. Alright. A little, like, gameplay is a little glitchy because of the OBS, so I'm not really like trying to do anything here, but I guess I might get kicked. Alright, so you have auto switch to the large weapon on pickup. No. You have your quick switch bound to a key, which you can pull out really quickly when you're rushing a site. So like, I'm going to demonstrate here, right? I'm running into the site. Oh, I didn't get a flash. Fail. Alright. Well, anyway, so here I'm using my jump button. Let's see if I get a flash.
Throwing a flashback.
Oh, sweet. I got a flash. Alright, so I'm running the site. I have whatever weapon out. It doesn't matter. I move my mouse wheel forward, and I have a flash in my hand. I hate what they did. They really ruined all the flashes. So if someone wants to teach me some how to redo all of my smokes long A on a map that I've played like more than real life, that'd be great. I can't pretend to be an expert on this map because, like, again, I'm so fucking old and but, you know, this would be my first pick of strategy maps, Dust 2, because that's part of the reason that we just, like, played it so much, and that it really never got old, because you could always change the gameplay on it, and the gameplay always does change, like, it evolves. and it will continue to evolve even if you don't change the map. So when the map changes, like certain things changes the meta, but certain things, you know, usually like for example, you know, when they were making the recent version of Mirage, you know, like they kept the meta in the tunnel, so like the apartments, similar to like how it was. So in the sense that you can't just like run out there, you're gonna get like naded, mollied, smoked. You know, the original map that was an underground tunnel, and it was like similar to like Long A on DE season, which I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but you're basically like you're trying to get up this tight corridor. It's dark or whatever, and there's all these stairs and these turns and these just basic angles that are like they have the upper ground, and they usually post up there with like an op or, you know, worst case scenario an op, and you just can't do anything. Like you flash it and then you peek it and you just die. So you got to get really creative and anyway, so well, here we are on Inferno. Alright, so you have your game settings, you have your quick switch enabled. If you're an opper, quick switch is good for, I think, like reload, you know, doing like the reload action, like, I like to, oh, everybody's jumping.
Grenade!
Killed by King Kong King. Alright, so
Terrorists win.
wanted to talk a little bit about just like the basic game settings, you know, being able to execute certain strategies. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about was basic strategy. Like, okay, so all my in-game leaders, listen very carefully about leadership strategy. So, you know, like, if you listen to the CSGO dev, they tell you that entering a site alone and you know, you shouldn't do it. It's very risky. You should basically be watching your team's back. You know? So yeah, if you're the lurker on a team, that's you know, strategically something you'd want to do. Be like always like make sure somebody's watching. But this game is all about risks, and that's the whole thing. Like that's fun about it, and the strategic aspect of it is it's really a lot of math. You know, how much damage you have, how many bullets they have, you know, the ping, mturb, all the settings and stuff like that. But then it's also
let's go. Smoke.
Do something here. I got one shot. Whoa. Alright. I can't think and play. I can't talk and play.
I planted the bomb.
Alright, calculated risks. It's a lot of math.
I am throwing smoke.
You know, trying to figure out the economy. Should I buy? Should I save? All that stuff. Obviously. But really, there's more when it comes to, like, the timing. The strategy as to, like, how much resources you have, where you're gonna move your resources. resources to, what cues are gonna make you alter your strategy. So as an in-game leader, you want to think of it like this: when the clock goes, like literally that first second, like you need to have all of your shit worked out before the round goes live. The second the round goes live, everybody should have their pistol out, their knife out, and they should be running out of their spawn. Any one of those people may need to take advantage of their spawn, try to rush up, get the pick, or get some like good information. Shaky. Anyway, so either whether you're CT side or T side, not every single one of you are gonna rush up into your position and try to take advantage of your spawn or get an entry or get information, but any one of you might need to at any point in time. So you want to, you know, like basically the second that timer goes live, you have, like, basically think of it like this: you have a set of certain possibilities in front of you, okay? That you have the most possibilities when you have the most time, you know. So whether you're T side or CT side, that from the second the timer starts going down, your possibilities start narrowing down. You know, one of your teammates gets picked off, your possibilities are narrowed down. One of the areas gets smoked off, you know, your possibilities are narrowed down. So whether you're CT side or whether you're T side, the name of the game is disruption. Alright, so let me just like pause for a second to let that set in there. So basically you need to be able to adapt and constantly regroup, but also be able to figure out like what you're gonna do with the resources that you have left. So you know, it's a minute 9 into the game. We're in a 1v1. Dude has the bomb. You know, there's only so many possibilities that can go down right now. Like, he could fake the bomb and run to the other bomb site. Like, if, you know, if he really wanted to like open up the possibilities. But you know, really, you know, when it comes down to the clock ticking down and he entering the site, you know, he didn't have to peek that. He could have waited for him to be defusing, and that would have been the smart thing to do. But either way, he at some point in time, because the bomb had been planted, has to peek that, or else the CT will defuse the bomb. So, like, you know, again, like, you know, the CT could fake it, and that could change up the scenarios again. But really, the point is that you want to be taking risks to be able to shut down what they're doing. So, if it's CT side, then you know, like, you know, how they're gonna, you know, they're pushing up a certain spot, they're nade stacking a certain spot to, like, to try to counter what you're doing. If you're T side, you know, if you're T side, you're gonna be, like, you know, calling that. What just happened there? No. When you T side, it's important to not think of yourselves as sort of like independent contractors, so to speak. Like, CT, by nature of playing CT side, you know, you have to be more coordinated. But T side, you know, there's certain maps, for example, like Train, or, you know, like when you're in these scenarios like I was talking about, where there's like a chokehold and you gotta get up, and they have the higher ground and all this stuff. The odds are seemingly against you, so you need to be really coordinated to be able to. So I just wanted to rant a little bit about just some of these, you know, I guess things that I take for granted because I've been playing for so long and just have, you know, awareness of like everything, like how to, you know, down to like, you know, the recoil of these guns. Like, yeah, it's a new game, but it's like, you know, it's all built off of, you know, other versions of the game that I've played a lot. So, you know, little things. Like the other day when we were in the B hall
I'm throwing smoke.
on and my teammate pushes up in front of me, and the CT was standing in the corner in the hall, and he just let my teammate go in front of me, and then I came up behind my teammate and I checked the corner that this was in, and I killed him.
Terrorists win.
Anyway, he was like, you know, well, why did you check that? You know, it's just like, of course I'm gonna check that. Like, you know, first of all, usually when you're in that scenario, your teammate has an op, and I'm pretty sure in that situation my teammate did have an op. So it's not as easy for them to like clear tight corners like that. So yeah, you know, when I'm gonna, you know, especially if he's already watching the other angle, like he's already watching one of the other angles, so yeah, I can take a second to like clear the corner. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up this vid so it doesn't take a million years to download. But I'm glad to see a lot more people playing FACEIT, people playing 128. Shout out to FACEIT. I played a ESCA match the other day, and or a pug, and it reminded me why I like FACEIT so much. So FACEIT, please don't ruin your pug system by making, you know, removing the all chat, because like a huge part of the game as an in-game leader anyway. Did you see that guy? Ha, peasy. He like b-hopped. Anyway, shit, what was I saying?
Smoke.
Oh. The voice chat, yeah. So, you know, especially if you're an in-game leader,
I'm
you're
throwing
playing, you
smoke.
know, if you're playing a FACEIT pug, and, you know, a couple of the guys are like, you know, level 2 or whatever.
Terrorists win.
You need to coach them. You need to be able to coach them. You need to, you know, I guess at the very least be able to say, like, pick up my op, you fucking peasants. Anyways, yeah, for me that's a huge thing. Like, I don't
May we be safe from
spam on the mic, but I'm like a very competitive, a very communicative player. You can say, like, my style of plays, like I'm a shout caster, or, you know, but that, you know, not everybody has to have that much communication, but I do, you know, I do see that at, like, you know, lower levels of the game that people just don't communicate at all, and they don't quite understand how much communication there is necessary to play this game properly, and then therefore have the most fun playing the game too, because
I'll throw in a flashlight.
anyway, I hope that more people playing FACEIT is definitely, you know, raising the level of gameplay, and you know, people playing 128 is great,
I'm
but,
throwing smoke.
you know, being able to communicate
I am throwing
all the way through the round, even when you're dead,
Terrorists
is imperative to be able to improve, to actually improve as a player and develop your in-game awareness and all that, especially improving, you know, leadership if you want to call, be a strat caller or whatever. So, again, shout out to FACEIT for being the best free 128 pug system.
Forward.
And, you know, ISA, the server was really
Throwing
nice.
smoke.
I will admit that, ESCA, and so it wasn't bad, but that is like a huge thing. Basically, like, why would you take a part of the, like, a critical part of the game out of a competitive system that I like pay money to play, just because like people spam or something like that? You know, it's like, well, ban the spammers, or like, you know, is their karma system broken? Because like with FACEIT, you know, if someone's like spamming, you know, we'll all report him, and like the admin will like actually do something. Yeah, like whoa, crazy. That's fucking crazy. Pardon my language. Sorry. This is, trucker mouth. Anyways, ESEA, you
Let's
can
go,
either
my
fix
friend.
your shit, or don't. But FACEIT, just please don't ruin your shit, okay? Because it's just great. And yeah, I'm gonna end with that. Y'all are so freaking beautiful. Oh. Anyway, well. I'll end with that flexing. Peace. Like, subscribe, share. Join the Steam group, and whoa, you can even follow me on Twitter. But, you know, I don't have great internet. I live outside, so like, you know, just imagine like CSGO Agenda lives in a treehouse somewhere like in the mountains with like mist, and like there aren't any gorillas or anything, but like there are like bears and stuff, mountain lions, like pumas, like, you know. So yeah, tweet me or follow me on Twitter, and if you catch a tweet, then that means I haven't gotten eaten by a puma yet. Alright, but I am sexy bait. Peace.